Did you just say Higu this late? It is always time for Higu, motherfucker. There's no such thing as late for Higu. Okay? Higu is supposed to be late. Okay? Bro, I gotta figure out my Blue Archive sponsor tomorrow. Yeah. I gotta figure out, like, can I play on the Steam version with my thing? I don't know. Ooh, bro. Ant's been getting toasted. Look at this. Ant's bought the same Yu-Gi-Oh set as me, and he keeps getting garbage. He thinks he could hit the first try Dark Magician Girl over frame. He thinks he's me. He ain't me. Yes, sir. We got the... Oh. Yes, sir. You know, I just got the Giga Luck. It is what it is. Do it in the beginning of stream, then Marbles, then Overwatch near collab. When did you open that? Earlier this week, right? Or earlier, or middle of last week, I think. Okay, let me see here. Move over here. Boom, boom. YouTube video on it? No. No YouTube video, but you can probably find it in the VODs. F1? Oh, wait, true. We've never F1'd here. Nah, bro, why would anybody want to go into a shrine that looks like that, man? That's spooky as fuck. The preparation for tomorrow's festival is moving right along at the Furude Shrine. Vans and pickup trucks are bringing in tents and equipment, and a village youth group and some middle-aged men are unloading them. Oh.
Rika-chama, だいぶ具合が悪いらしいね。大丈夫かいの?
She's dead.
今日も学校休んだっちゅう聞いたんね。長引かっといいね。
What if they actually try the strat of pretending Rika's dead, and then everybody actually does start fucking going crazy and losing their mind?
ああ、入江先生。リカちゃまの具合はどうですね?
はい。ちょっとたちの悪い風邪だったようですが、峠は越していると思います。ただ、風邪は治り際が肝心です。本人たちにも今日は治ったとはしゃがず、布団の中でおとなしくしているように注意してきたところです。
ああ、そうかそうか。さとこちゃんも一緒に風邪をひいてるんか。二人で仲良く風邪だもんで、ついつい遊んじゃうんだろうの。
風まで一緒とは、リカちゃまとさとこちゃんは本当に仲良しだね。ああ、ちょうどいいところに。
Hey, Oberon, thank you for the 34.
入江の先生がね、リカちゃまたち峠は越したって言うてんね。
へえ、それはよかった。それで明日の炎演舞なんだけど、さすがに無理がね。
Wait, isn't Irie gonna get fucked? He's telling everybody that Satoko and Rika are getting better, and then the next day they just both fucking die. Or at least Rika just fucking dies. And they're all gonna be like, wait, you fucking fraud ass doctor, you said she'd be better. The hell?
本人はやると言って聞かないんです。皆さんがやってくれと頼めば、多分喜んでやってしまうでしょう。ただ医者の立場としては、たとえ今日熱が下がっていても、明日は大役をお休みさせてあげたいところです。
ああ、お涼さん、リカちゃまの具合ね、よくはなってきたけど。
Oh my god, audio outside? In open air?
無理にやらせて、祭りの日に倒れられた日にゃ。またお社様のたたりだなんて言われちまうんよ。
いや、村のみんなも心配してるよ。また5年目のたたりもあるんじゃないかって言ってね。で、北条家のさとこちゃんとリカちゃまだろ。物騒な想像してる連中もいるらしいんだよ。
アホらしい。リカちゃまはお社様の生まれ変わりよ。そのリカちゃまがたたりに会うときは村が滅ぶときよ。演技でもねえこと言うんでね。
いやはや、まったくだよな。
入江先生、二人を見舞うことはできんかいね。
しばらく遠慮してあげてください。
Oh, Mion hasn't told her grandmother?
治りかけで遊びたい盛りなんです。
Huh.
外部との接触があると興奮してまた床を抜け出そうとしてしまいますから。
そうかそうか、それなら無理でけんな。入江先生、あの二人を頼むな。リカちゃまだけじゃねえ。さとこちゃんも頼むな。
Wait, she said that in public. She said Satoko as well. What the hell? That's surprising. Oriya-san always acts as if she doesn't even see Satoko-chan, but she just asked me to take care of Satoko-chan too.
もちろんリカさんももちろんさとこちゃんも絶対に元気にしてみせますよ。お任せください。
もし間違いがあったら、またお社様のたたりなんて言われちまう。内理恵先生、昭和も50年にもなって、人類が月にまで行っちまうような時代にもなって、まだたたりなんてアホ臭いとは思うんかいね。
思いますね。
ダム戦争の頃は確かにうちらはそれを煽ったし利用もした。でもな、ダム戦争はとっくに終わっとるん。いつまでもたたられてばっかりではいつまでたってもダム戦
さとこちゃんが死ぬとダム戦争のたたりだと言われるからですか。
ダム戦争はもう終わったんよ。村の子が風邪ひいたら心配するのが年寄りの仕事だっちゅうだけやんね。
I already know what Oriya-san wants to say. I want her to actually say it, but if I made her, she might get angry. This is more than enough. When she talks about the dam conflict, she doesn't just mean the war they waged against the construction itself. She's also including how the Hojo family was ostracized after it was over. She's saying that the dam conflict is over, including everything that happened as a result of it, and that's why she told me to take care of Satoko-chan.
さとこちゃんもお見舞いの気持ちを汲み取ってくれると思いますよ。
あんないたずらぼんずに年寄りの心なんざわらわら。
Oriya-san left laughing. I wasn't the only one watching her leave. Kimiyoshi-san and some other elders did the same. They all understand what Oriya-san wanted to say. The dam conflict is over now.
あの元気なさとこちゃんにも熱を出させるんだから。入江先生。
Oh, they're all fucking getting
よろし
converted.
く頼んます。面会謝絶だから知らないけど、二人に年寄りがみんな心配してるから、はよ元気になると伝えてください。
ええ、二人ともきっと喜ぶと思います。
Oh, they're saying all this. Bro, idiot, you need to stop yapping. They're planning to kill, or they're planning to pretend Rika died tomorrow, or dies tomorrow. Can't let that happen. Curse of Shiro-sama will end before it can happen for a fifth time. I'm sure of that. Oishi couldn't accomplish the 48-hour operation alone. He would need help from someone else. Oishi called up both Kumagai and the old man from forensics and told them everything.
重ねて申し上げますが、こいつはやばい橋になります。融資ならいいですがね、懲戒だったら退職金も吹っ飛びます。
なんだ大石。お前、やばい作戦の前にはいつも隣の雀荘に部下を集めてそう脅してるそうじゃないか。いつもと変わらん変わらんのう。
ええ、そうっすよおじさん。いつものようにもっと元気に退職金が欲しいやつは10数える間に出てってくださいってやってくださいよ。
Oh my god, Kumagai doesn't exist.
そうじゃないと調子狂うっす。
いや、本当にヤバい話なんですよ、クマちゃん。その覚悟は本当にあるんですか？
試しに10数えてみればいいじゃないですか。なら今日は俺が数えるっす。退職金が欲しいやつは10数える間に退出してください。1、2、3。
ああ、わかりましたわかりました。クマちゃんの覚悟はよーくわかりました。いや、しかし本当にいいんですね。
ええ。俺あの日赤坂さんの武勇伝を聞いてるうちに熱くなってきたんす。やはり刑事になったからには巨悪と戦いたい。それに俺もやがては赤坂さんみたいに武勇伝を誇れる男になりたいんですよ。やばい橋上等じゃないっすか。それに大石さんの提案する作戦で俺たち一度も失敗したことないです。だから俺その大石さんがいけると思って誘った作戦ならビビりませんよ。
若いというのはいいの。こいつな、あの日以来赤坂君にだいぶ感化されよっての。秘密捜査や秘密事件に関わりたいと息巻いとったんじゃ。
はあ。いや若いっていいな。それでじいさまはどうします？
わしも乗るぞい。というか、そこまで言われたら会社の検視がそいつらをしょっぴけるかどうかを左右することにもなるからの。今日まで散々不養生を重ねてきた。そうそう、この老いぼれが長生きすることもなら
What the hell?
男に生まれたからには最後くらいでかい花を咲かせたいもん。
やれやれ。
How you just
じ
feel
い
that?
さまもクマちゃんもとにかく怖いもの知らずだな。だからドラが3つめくれてても強気でリーチ入っちゃうんだよな。
何言ってんすか大石さん。男なら降りられない時がある。どうせ切るならど真ん中ってのは大石さんの口癖っすよ。
違いない違いない。
わかりました。お二人の首私が預からせてもらいます。
そうと決まればわしの方も少々準備がいる。今のメンツと機材じゃ薬物系まで調べるのは難しいからな。急いで知り合いの鑑識の中から手の空いた連中を呼びつけるか。大石、全部終わった後はちょいとでかくおごってもらうぞい。
そこは任せてください。ですが打ち明ける相手にはくれぐれも注意してくださいよ。署内にスパイ混じってるそうですから。
わかっとる。わしも伊達に人は見とらん。任せとけ。
よーし燃えてきたっす。刑事魂本懐っすよ。
See, this is the issue with having a secret. The more people are that are in on the secret, the fucking more goddamn loose ends there are. It had taken Oishi all night to come to a decision, but those two had decided immediately. He couldn't help but question himself. Yeah, Kumagai's the elder cop that died in
で
chapter
は
7. He got
私は
sniped
こ
in
の
the
ままちょ
fucking
いと用
dome.
事があるんで出かけます。クマちゃんはじいさまを送ってあげてください。今日は非番なのにすいませんでしたね。
何、構わん。久々に男の血がうずいてきよった。これほど腕の鳴る大舞台、わしの人生でもこの年になって初めてじゃわい。ビビるどころか、ここは楽しませてもらうぞい。
ありがとうございます。じいさま、かまちゃん。
Oishi thanked them after seeing them off, although they couldn't hear. Oishi stopped by a flower shop. He bought a bouquet of balloon flowers. Usually the purple ones are the most popular, and Oishi was fond of that color too. But today he didn't buy purple flowers, but got unusual white balloon flowers instead. With the bouquet in hand, he headed to the cemetery across the flower shop. The date was June 18th. The real anniversary would be tomorrow, but as Oishi had to work on Watanagashi every year, he usually commemorated it on the previous day instead. It was the day before the anniversary of the death of the old man, the one Oishi considered a best friend, a brother, and a father.
毎年毎年、私は今年こそはおやっさんの右腕を見つけ出すと誓ってますが、さっぱり見つかってません。
Damn, that's not a cemetery. Oishi spoke to the grave. He laid the bouquet of white balloon flowers down on top of it.
ですが、ようやくおやっさんの死の真相に近づく機会を得ました。ただね、それが笑っちゃうんですよ。園崎家は関係ないって言うんです。私は毎年ここにお寮のばあさんを連れてきて土下座させてやるって誓ってきたの。私はすっかり参ってしまいましたね。またおやっさんにげんこつをもらっちまいます。勝手に当たり牌を誤解してベタ折りしまくった挙句にドカンと痛い目に遭う。決めつけないできっちり手を進めてりゃでっかい手がちゃんとできてたかもしれないのにです。私は全然進歩してません。魔女も相変わらずですよ。こんな一度思い込んだら疑うことも知らない頭の固いやつは。
Oishi already had a vague idea. The way Idia had phrased it, he could already guess. There was no dark secret behind the old man's dismemberment murder. The events that followed were separate incidents. That particular murder was an individual incident and had nothing to do with anything else. Since the main culprit was the only one who wasn't caught, Oishi needed someone to blame, and the mysterious Nozaki family was the perfect target. The drama of revenge that Oishi believed in never existed.
私は今、
What the hell?
やばい橋を渡ろうとしてます。
Holy shit, Oishi close up. Damn.
リスクの割に大した見返りはありません。せいぜい私というバカの思い込みを解いてくれるだろう真実ってやつを教えてもらえるだけです。ですが、なんだかやっと私は自分ってやつを許してやれそうな気がします。
Oishi bowed deeply to the grave. And then he heard footsteps behind him. It had to be someone else who knew the old man. That person can't come on the day of Watanagashi every year either, so they come on the day before just like Oishi does. They always bring blue hydrangeas. Purple balloon flowers and those blue flowers don't go well together. That's the reason why Oishi always picks white ones. Usually the hydrangeas are already there by the time he arrives, but as Oishi had his secret meeting with Kumagai early in the morning, he came straight to the graveyard afterward and arrived before this person did. Visiting a grave isn't a race, it's a spiritual matter. Oishi was curious about the other person who brings flowers every year, so he looked up.
これはこれは。
Well, there is Shion.
皆さんもどなたかのお墓参りですかな？
Oishi stated the obvious, but from one glance he could have guessed everything. Upon seeing the hydrangeas in her arm, it all made sense.
おやおや、あんた勤務中じゃないのかい？悪いお人だね、まったく。
Akane Sonozaki laughed as she handed a bouquet of hydrangeas to her daughter Shion. Shion, not knowing what to do, was caught between her mother and Oishi.
ほら、いつまでもお墓の前で突っ立ってんじゃないよ。そこをどき。
Oishi moved over as told and spoke.
あんたが毎年おやっさんにアジサイを？
Holy shit, so if Oishi came to the fucking grave early in the morning once in the past fucking 4 years, then he would have fucking started downing the goddamn Sonozakis.
綺麗だろ？うちの庭のやつなのさ。やっぱり6月はアジサイさね。 あんたの気境も珍しいね。白いのもあるのかい？それも涼しそうで良さげだよ。
ああ、大石のおじさま、ちょっとお花いけますんでお邪魔します。
Shion knelt down in front of the grave and got the flowers ready. She put the hydrangeas in the vase alongside the balloon flowers. The flowers looked beautiful in the vase together, reminding their onlookers that summer was about to start.
空前にしちゃいい取り合わせじゃないかい。白に青によく引き立て合ってるよ。
毎年私が来るとアジサイがありましたからね。青い花じゃ相性が悪いと思いまして。
なんだ、なら私たち相性はバッチリじゃないかい。
そうですね。
どうしたんです、おじさま？レントゲンに妙なもんでも映ってたんですか？なんか今日は嫌に神妙で気持ち悪いですね。
Oh, do you think that might be it? Since you've been good to us, I'll bring some hydrangeas to your grave too, don't worry.
あと、うちの組の店にツケが残ってるだろう。そいつの請求書を備えに来てやるよ。
やれやれ、親子揃って口の減らない一家です。あいにくまだ当分お迎えは来ないみたいです。定年までもうラストスパートですが、まだまだ行きますよ。
なら結構。沖宮の一市民としては公僕の頼もしい一言で安心だね。
The conversation should have been coded in social courtesies, yet something felt a little off about it.
しかし一つ教えちゃくれませんかね。死守同盟と現場監督のおやすさんは犬猿の仲だったはずでしょう。その二人がどうして花を備えてくれるんです？
そりゃ犬、猿さね。私たちは敵同士。
そうです。こんにゃろうはとにかくムカつくじじいでしたからね。噛みついてやったし、溝落ちに肘をくれてやったし、あと車のボディを10円玉で削ってやったり。
Shion, the statute of limitation isn't up yet. Shion stuck out her tongue and hid behind her mother in embarrassment.
それだけ仲の悪かったシオンさんまでがどんな経緯でここへ墓参りに来てるんですか？
てか、ダム戦争はもう終わりましたし、まあその敵とはいえいろいろシャレにならないこともしましたしね。
なんだい、納得いかないのかい？終わった戦争さね。ラグビーだって終わったらノーサイド、敵味方なしなんだろう。そういうことさ。
I kind of said it as though it was a normal thing, but Oishi just couldn't understand. First of all, they hated each other. They hated each other, they spat at each other. How could they even feel like bringing flowers to his gravesite? However, I kind of said that it was normal. Their moral standards weren't matching up.
私にはあんたの方が理解できないね。私の中ではダム戦争は終わったことになってんだけど。
まさかちゃんと終わってますよ。あの騒々しいスピーカーが未だ頭の中から鳴りやまないなんて冗談じゃないです。
ならそのザキ家が墓参りしてもおかしいことはないだろう。ほら、どきなどきな。私もお供えを持ってきたんだから。
Akane took out a small package from her bag and put it down in front of the
その
grave.
包み毎年見かけてましたが、中身は何なんです？
鬼ババ特製のおはぎです。酒飲みは甘いのは苦手だろうからって砂糖抜きだそうですが。
お寮のばあさんがダム監督の命日のためにおはぎを握ったとおっしゃるんですか？
毎年握って備えてるよ。あんた毎年見てるって今言ったでしょうが。
Oishi was stunned. Oda was the biggest hardliner in the Onigafuchi Guardians, no question about that. Oishi had believed for a long time that she was the mastermind behind the old man's murder. Because of that, he just couldn't believe that she had been making ohagi every year for his anniversary.
そんな顔しなさんな。もうさ、そういうのはおしまいにしようじゃないかい。
そういうのとは何？
園崎家がダムの監督の墓前に花を備えちゃいけないとか、そういうのさ。もう昭和も60年になろってんだ。下手すりゃ数年もしないうちに元号も変わるかもしれない。そんな時代にまであんたは終わっちまった戦争をずるずる引きずりたいってのかい？
ご冗談を。もうあんな戦争はごめんです。 平和が一番ですよ。
国にも悪いところがあった。反省が必要だね。でも私たちにも悪いところがあった。だから私たちは反省するよ。そしてそれはそれでおしまいになったなら、あとはいつまでもグダグダ言ってても仕方ないだろ。古い時代を片付けて新しい時代を作るのが若者の仕事さね。不幸な事件があってこの御人は死んじまったけど、もし生きてたなら私は一緒に酒を飲んで全部水に流したいと思ったさ。でも死んじまった。だからこの御人とはもう仲直りできない。悲しいことさ。
それが死別というもんですからね。
でもあんたは生きているじゃないかい。
そうですね。私は生きてます。あんたらも生きてます。
ならあんたともいつか仲良くできる日も来るかもしれないね。
さーてどうでしょうね。
こいつを住職さんに。その後は表に車を回してきておくれ。
Akane took out an envelope from her pocket and gave it to Shion. Shion took the envelope, bowed to Oishi, and then ran
ダム
off.
戦争の時は小生意気なお嬢さんだと思ってましたが、いつの間にか成長されたもんです。
ダム戦争から何年経ってると思ってんだい？
She hit puberty and we even went bra shopping together.
いつまでも戦争状態じゃ心も体も持たないよ。それだけの時間が経ってるんだ。
それだけの時間が経ったんですね。時間は若者ほど濃密で、年寄りほど希薄になる。
変わらないのは年寄りだけさ。でも時代と若者は絶えず成長してる。そしてぼんやりしてる間に私たちを追い抜いていっちまうのさ。で私たちは隠居して若者を見守るのさ。
おつなもんですな。あの獅子骨の鬼姫園崎茜にいつの間にか説教をされるようになったんですから。
嫌だね、そんな通りな。まだ覚えてるのかい？今じゃ獅子骨のレディーで通ってるんだよ。そいつは内緒にしてくれるとありがたいね。
ダム戦争も終わったんですしね。
そうさ、もう終わったことなのさ。
The two of them watched Shion and the priest exchange words in front of the main temple building. Both were silent, but the air between them was comforting. There was no breeze, and a cabbage white butterfly fluttered around
勤
them.
務中だろうけどさ。どうだい一つ。ひんやり練習でも行かないかい？
Oh my god.
今日は遠慮しましょう。私も車ですし、あなたも車じゃないんですか？
そりゃ残念だね。またの機会にしようかい。
そうですな。またの機会にしましょう。
Something that had been sitting inside Oishi for a long time had started to dissipate. Something that had coagulated was melting
そろ
away.
そろ戻ります。あなたもお嬢さんを待たせているでしょう。
そうさね。お開きにしよう。あんたとはいろいろあった気がするけどさ。これで一度パーッとチャラにしちゃいたいね。
そのあたりの生産会はまた
Oh my god, the world is
改め
healing.
てやりましょう。いずれきっと。
Akane turned around with a big smile on her face. But all of a sudden, it changed into an impish grin.
それでね、大石の旦那。私たちのわだかまりがパーッとなくなったところでさ。昨日反則切符もらっちゃったんだけど、むしゃくしゃしてパーッと破り捨てちゃってさ。これもパーッとなかったことにできないかね。
ああ、そいつは最寄りの警察署へどうぞ。私に声をかけてくれりゃ順番待ちを優遇するくらいはしますよ。
チェ、サービスの悪い人だよ。
Their laughter echoed under the blue sky. Sky don't look blue. That's all I'm saying.
お待たせしましたわ、野村さん。
This bitch.
いえいえ、失礼しました。
At the moment, I'm talking to a woman over the phone.
その後のお加減はいかがですか？
ええ、万事つつがなく、明日が祭りになりますわ。
そうですか。それは良かったです。
明日の夜、富武兄は哀れな事故に。すべて廃棄したはずの H173 が投与された痕跡を残し、どういう形であれ、哀れな最後を遂げるでしょう。
Heh heh heh.
それはとても楽しそうな幕開けです。こちらではすでに議事録の捏造が終了しています。入江二佐が研究継続を求めて他国に研究を売り渡そうとして独走し始める痕跡です。
富武殺しはそれに組み込まれる。
そうです。理事会に対し入江機関への疑問を抱かせる最初の布石になります。そのあたりの工作はすべてこちらが受け持ちますので、どうかお任せください。
それからその例の件ですが、もしもの時はいかがしましょうか。
もしもの時。
富武兄が買収に応じた場合です。
富武任意の買収は作戦には含まれていないのではありませんでしたか？
いえ、だって彼は理事会の監査役です。もしこっちの味方になってくれれば、いろいろ利用できることも多いか。
こちらの分析では、今回の作戦に富武任意が寝返ってくれてもリスクの割に得るものはありません。作戦に不安要素をわざわざ加味する必要はないのではありませんか？
おっしゃる通りですわね。失礼しました。何かに使えるかと思った
So
ので。
Tomitake never even had a chance to actually join.
当初の予定通りに行きます。
それがよろしいでしょう。それではまた連絡します。失礼します。
Nah, Tomitake can still live. For a while, I kept holding the telephone receiver lost in thought, then I put it down and dialed a number that I have become very familiar with.
はい、エコノミーホテル沖宮でございます。
406号室、富武をお願いします。高野とお伝えください。
はい、今お取り次ぎしますので少々お待ちください。
Tomitake is probably not there. The telephone operator put me on hold, leaving behind only electronic music. I waited for about a minute, and the operator came back on
申し
again.
訳ございます。406号室のお客様はただいま外出中でございます。お電話があった旨ご伝言いたしましょうか。
もう何度も伝言を頼んでるから結構です。富武さんはいつ外出したかわかりますか？いつ頃戻るかわかりますか？
それにつきましてはお答えでき
Yeah, that's right, Takano, you fucking little spine bitch.
わかりました。
Hotels can't give you that info. They don't know who you are.
またかけます。
I put down the phone before the operator finished speaking. This is the third time I've tried calling him. I left a message telling him to call me back, but he hasn't. Why? Is he out taking photographs by himself? Or is he waiting for me behind the shrine where we usually meet? Who would think I would actually come all the way here expecting him to be waiting for me? I'm even surprised myself. People are in the middle of setting up tomorrow's festival. Tents are being set up for food stalls in preparation for various events that are taking place. It's almost too noisy for me, all with people shouting as they work, plus the noise from the batteries for the stalls. Soon I reached the back of the shrine before realizing it. This is probably the best view in the whole village. This is where Jiro-san and I usually meet. Just maybe he's waiting for me here. Of course, that's just wishful thinking. God will never grant my wishes. He only has a bit of fun by testing me. I look down at the village below, letting the breeze blow through my hair. He usually follows me around while he stays in Hinamizawa. He persistently asks if I want to go out to eat, go for a walk, or take some photographs with him. But he hasn't done any of that this visit. His behavior towards me has changed. Maybe it's because he heard about the horrible impression I left with the new board of directors. Maybe he thinks I'm a mad scientist because of that incident. I can feel that he's gradually losing interest in me, but I had my own complaints too. When I don't want him around, he's so persistent. But when I need him to listen to me, I can't get a hold of him. But if I did get through to him, what would I even talk about? What could I talk to him about right after talking to someone about the plan to assassinate him? Why should he even answer my call? I'm simply running wildly, and when I reach the point of no return, I'll want to be forgiven, and I want him to do that for me, just because he always does whatever I want him to do, and he shows up whenever I need him. Who would forgive someone like me, someone who has nowhere to go but hell? Would he forgive me out of sympathy? No way. While he'll be surprised, he'll do his job and arrest me. I'm a member of the SDF after all, so what I'm doing here is committing treason. I've been thinking about him a lot for the past few days, and just now I realized something. He's not attractive at all as a man. He has no sense of humor or good taste. He has nothing, absolutely nothing. Well, he has a belly, but there's nothing appealing about him. He doesn't care about my schedule, he's persistent, and when I treat him nicely because I'm in a good mood, he becomes even more persistent. There really is absolutely nothing good about him. Despite his age, he tells me things like how the last time he held a woman's hand was when he did folk dancing at some summer camp. Furthermore, he says those things to make me laugh. He's hopeless. More than anything, I can't stand when he completely ignores my feelings. I want to be alone sometimes. I don't want to do anything sometimes, yet he drags me out, completely ignoring how I feel. That's why, even when I'm exhausted or I don't feel like doing anything, I end up going with him, which makes me laugh. I always thought that just wore me out, yet I want him to drag me around. I'll probably never feel this way again, and yet he's not here. Do I really believe I don't want to spend time with him? Maybe I've just grown used to his abundant affection. When he took me out on a day I didn't want to do anything, I was in a bad mood at first, but after a while I started to feel better and found myself having a lot of fun. If he was with me now, would he take me out to photograph birds like always? Would he happily explain it all with his know-how even though I didn't ask? That'd be very boring and troublesome, but that's what I honestly want right now. Do I see my grandpa in him? I love my grandpa. He gave me a purpose to live. I needed him. I loved Uncle Koizumi. He helped me with my dream. I needed him. After both of them died, maybe I just sought their aspects in him. Am I starving for a protector? Maybe I'm so traumatized by my parents' accident that I need to have someone nearby to watch over me all the time. Maybe I'm still immature. My inner child is throwing a fit because she can't put together a toy, saying that if it's going to be broken anyway, she's going to break it herself. It won't be just my problem. It will bring about huge, irreversible tragedy. But that's the only way to prove the truth of my grandfather's work. That belief allowed me to prepare up to this point. In just a few days, the top members of the government will be scrutinizing my grandfather's article, and terrified by the worst-case scenario he predicted, they'll regret canceling our research and neglecting countermeasures as they pass their final resolution. That's when my grandfather's article will become truth, his great work uplifted and his name carved into the pages of history, and then he'll become a god, an eternal existence. And I will reveal the god worshipped as Oishiro-sama to be the Hinamizawa syndrome, casting them down to earth. I'm going to complete the 5th curse of Oishiro-sama with Jiro-san's death, as well as my own. I'll become the one who curses, not the one who is cursed. I'll be in the position to test instead of being tested. I will ascend to godhood. I'm going to make the curse a reality, and I'm going to kick the god of this place off her throne. And then grandfather and I will be together forever. Gods don't get tested. Fate doesn't get tested. No grief will separate us. I'll be with my grandpa forever. After that, we're going to work on our research together in that study filled with the smell of formalin. A scene from Happier Days. Grandpa is at his desk writing down something. I'm in a good mood lying on my stomach on the carpet right behind him, while flapping my legs and humming a tune. I help him with his research by organizing his books as if I were playing with blocks. To return to those times is my only wish. Yo, Chop, can we get past this? Can we get to the part where Shion fucking zaps you with a fucking taser? Of course, if I could go back that far, I'd want my parents to be alive too. If I could play with my grandpa's books while listening to my mother cooking in the kitchen and my father flipping through his newspaper, that would complete my happy world. Oh. It would be my ideal childhood. But that world doesn't have a door to the outside world. So I can't go over to my friend's house. Because if I did go to my friend's house, okay, there wouldn't be anybody there when I return. Nobody, because they'd all have died in a train accident. Bro, that's not me not being able to read. This just doesn't make sense. Did I go to my friend's house? So I don't want an outside world. I want to stay in my house with my parents and my grandfather. I am a doctor after all. I can analyze myself. I know that what I'm wishing for is proof of my immaturity. But if I know that much, then why do I still long for a parental figure in Jiro-san? Even as I plan an operation which includes his death, I'm still trying to hang on to him. If I'm going to betray people so I can become a god, then I should remain a villain until my final moments. But if I'd rather be a lonely little girl, then I should remain modest and humble until my final moments. Either way, if it is my way of life, nobody can criticize me for it. Because if I believe it is right, then all I can do is go on without listening to such criticism. But I still can't decide, so I want somebody to criticize me. Nobody has ever criticized my way of life. That's why I want to hear someone do it. I want someone to tell me my way of life is wrong. I want Jiro-san to tell me I've done such a stupid thing, and I want him to slap me. Such masochistic desires speak a great deal as to how I'm rejecting my present self. Am I really still longing for a parent? Yo, where's he slapping you? I'm too old to call myself immature. Even if I do, nobody else will. No matter how immature I am inside, people will treat me as a grown person. They will say I possess an adult's responsibility and proper judgment and that they've brought me this far already. Then I'll be judged before the devil. Will I still plead not to judge my immature self as a grown-up? Am I going to act that pathetically even in front of the devil? I'm already going to hell, yet I can't completely become a devil. I hate the idea of hell, yet I refuse to try and repent. My mind can only float in a lake of blood, drifting as I drown. If only Jiro-san was here. My mind would clear up as I played along with his insensitive chatter. Why isn't he around when I need him the most? This is the last chance I'll have to spend time with him. I hate how immature I am, becoming so insecure just because he isn't around. I found myself before the offertory box. I came here when the EDA clinic's construction had ended and the research at the EDA Institute was about to begin. I remember how bravely I challenged the god of this place. I was full of hope and ambition. After going through many hardships, I finally came this far. I even vowed I would become a god. I did so in front of the god of this place. I can vaguely recall my grandfather telling me a story similar to that. That's right, it was the story of the Tower of Babel. When there was only one language in this world, all people lived in one place with one will. In a display of their authority, they started to build a tower that would reach heaven. God got angry because these people had forgotten how to show respect to him. He believed all of man gathered to commit such an affront because they all shared one language and one will. So their communication was shattered and people were thrown into disorder, and they were given many different languages so they wouldn't be able to communicate with each other. And as they couldn't communicate with each other, many left and the tower which challenged heaven fell to ruin. Something like that anyway. I'm not sure what the lesson is, but this is what my grandfather explained to me. Building a tower that reaches up to heaven is the greatest challenge for humans, but it is also a challenge to God. To challenge God was truly sinful, but as humans we couldn't help but test that untrodden peak. It's not easy to build a tower that's high enough to reach heaven. While they are building the tower, the people will fall into disharmony and lose the mutual understanding they once started with. Their united wills thrown into disarray. This applies not just to a group of people, but it can be said about one person as well. No matter how solid their will, the closer they become to heaven, the more limits God imposes on man. So even iron wills are sure to waver at some point. It is just too arrogant for humans to think that they can always carry out their original intentions. That must have been what my grandfather was thinking deep down. I'm sure he lost hope many times since nobody ever recognized the value of his research. Yet he believed in himself, and he believed that someday his work would be appreciated. Maybe that was his wish rather than reaching heaven. Grandfather realized he wouldn't be able to complete his research, and maybe he was trying to find where he could compromise. Humans can't build a tower that reaches heaven, but the story of the Tower of Babel is still around. It didn't reach heaven, but we still tell the story of the tower that challenged God. According to the story, the tower was left behind with nobody to work on it. The incomplete tower stayed in that place for a long time, never achieving its goal. But if someone were to see it, they would realize how great it was that someone accepted that challenge and praised their name. I took over the tower from my grandfather and tried to make it reach heaven, but I ended up succumbing to the same fate. And if it is going to be destroyed anyway, I will try to destroy it myself. What am I doing? Anyway, if I hadn't tried to continue grandfather's research, his work on Hinamizawa syndrome would have remained forever. Even if it was an empty tower that nobody ever visited, if somebody did come by, they would praise whoever attempted the challenge. They would have praised my grandfather. But I took over his work and I built the tower even closer to heaven, which made God angry, and the tower is now going to be destroyed. The tower will become a pile of rubble. When the Idiot Institute is shut down, all of its records will be destroyed. My grandfather's wish for his work to be appreciated by someone will never be granted. I tried to make my grandfather an eternal existence, yet I ended up making that an impossibility. How can I call myself Mio Takano? Instead of inheriting the 1, 2, 3 from my grandfather and continuing the count to 3, 4, I reduced it all to 0. If it wasn't for me, my grandfather's work would have remained an empty tower. It would have stayed in this world forever, but I ruined it. I did that. I can feel myself sweating. The sweat reminds me that I've done something inexorable. When did I make a mistake? Where did I go wrong? It wasn't when I came here, it was before that. I started to walk down the wrong path long before that. If I put myself in my grandfather's spot, I know. My grandfather was working on a great challenge. He built a mighty tower, and it was supposed to continue to stand there and wait for someone to appreciate it. Grandfather definitely said he wanted his work to be valued by someone, even after his death. But I misunderstood. Somewhere along the way, I made a wrong turn, misinterpreted grandfather's wish, and I ruined it. I ruined everything. I tried to make him an eternal existence, yet I destroyed him. Grandfather built an eternal tower, yet I raised it. Where did I make a mistake? What went wrong? It's obvious. My grandfather counted to 3, and with that, it was complete. I simply tried to do more with addition, and everything collapsed, and now all of it is ruined. I shouldn't have tried to count to 4. Maybe I shouldn't have done anything. Besides, Grandpa didn't even ask me to continue his research. A little girl shouldn't play in this dark study. Go outside and play with your friends. I remember my grandfather telling me things like that. But I refused, and I stayed in the study so I could help him. And eventually he stopped telling me to play outside and just enjoyed having my company while he worked. But when we first met, he used to say things like that. Then what? Living with Grandpa was the first mistake I made? Then what? When I escaped the orphanage, I shouldn't have called Grandpa? I shouldn't have found a 10-yen coin? I shouldn't have asked Grandpa to help me? Ah, now I remember. I know where I belong. A noise of something metal striking something else is getting closer. It's getting closer and closer. I'm not allowed to fall asleep. I wasn't asleep. I just had my eyes closed. That's all. Sorry. XXX. Damn you, XXX. Jesus Christ. Don't kick. I'm afraid of the metal sound. Please don't kick it. I'm not being kicked, but the noise is kicking me. So please don't kick the metal fence, please. My body is getting cracked. I think my body is getting cracked. All the dirty, itchy, and painful things soak into those cracks, and the filth and prickling feel horrible. It's soaking into my chest, gathering together. I desperately try to resist so that it won't touch my heart, but the dirtiness and itchiness draw together more and more. My whole chest is soaked, and soon enough, my face will be swallowed. Even drowning in this dirtiness and itching, I try desperately to hold my breath so that at least my heart won't be soaked with it. The fuck is this? Are they just saying bitch, fuck, bitch, fucking bitch? I like it. What are they saying? I can't hold my breath any longer. I drowned in an ocean of muck. And yet, as I'm taking on the muck, my heart desperately struggled not to be tainted by it, to rise above it until my heart too sinks into the sea of grime. Only creatures that have lived on land will gasp and suffer the pain of drowning as they long to return to dry land. Creatures that have always lived in the ocean never drown. Grandpa won't come help me. That is the best thing for me and him both. I am XXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXX There's no more noise. I don't have to hear that scary metal noise. Is it a roar or a yell? I needed to borrow strength to scream in order to come back to the present world. My body is all sweaty. It feels dirty, itchy, and painful. It reminds me of that day. I can feel welts coming on as the sweat crawls down my skin. No, it's just a delusion. It can't be itchy because all of that is long over. I take a bath every day. I scrub my body until it turns raw and red. So not even the slightest drop of that horrible filth could possibly remain. I can't help it. I remember the filth. I can only get rid of it by scratching my arm so hard it leaves marks. I can't get rid of the itching. I can't get rid of the filth. Of course I can't. I'm a filthy existence. Grandpa should never have saved someone like me. Meeting me made him unhappy. I shouldn't have existed. I shouldn't have been born. I should have stayed inside that metal fence and spent my whole life there. I need to go back inside it. I should have never left. That place is where I belong. Corner me with that horrible metal noise. Crush me with that filth, itchiness, and pain. And then kill me, so that I'll never meet Grandpa. Is that your wish? Yes. Much like those left behind at the top of Babel's crumbling tower, or Icarus unable to reach heaven only to fall, that is my final wish. Bring me back inside that metal fence and give me back the fate that's suitable for my filthy existence. The wish of a liar will never come true, but I'm not a liar. You have spoken your true wish once, yet you have yet to realize that's your greatest wish, and I cannot grant that wish just yet. Are you saying that's the punishment we sinful humans face for challenging God? You should already know. That strength of your desire is what creates the future. You lack that strength. Gah. Are you saying I haven't tainted myself enough? Will even the gates of hell remain shut for someone not fully committed like me?
Rika さん、さとこちゃん、容体はいかがですか？私です。入江です。
As Akasaka-san warned me, I have to be careful. Akasaka-san opened the door
お疲れ
silently.
様です。外は賑やかですね。
明日のお祭りの準備で大にぎわいです。これは模擬店部会さんからお見舞いにと持たされたかき氷です。せっかくなのでいただきましょう。
これはありがたい。いただきましょう。
Akasaka-san is wearing a t-shirt, but he's still drenched in sweat. All the windows have been shut and he can't even open the curtain, so it's very hot inside. But even accounting for that, he's still sweating like mad.
すごい汗ですね。確かにこの暑さでは無理もありません。
いえ、トレーニングを少ししていただけです。ドタバタするわけにはいきませんので、有事があるなしにかかわらず、体は常に臨戦態勢にしておかなければ。
Oh god, it's Boku no Piccolino.
適度な運動は
This is a
気
new
分転換
account?
にもいいですからね。
Nope, it's not. The last time this guy was here was 4 years ago. 3.5 years ago. Jesus.
このようなところでずっと緊張を強いられていては精神的にも参ってしまうでしょうに。
The thing with Boku no Piccolino is you don't know if he's banned for 3 years. I only got 30 minutes of internet in prison. Okay.
いえ、
I wouldn't even doubt that if you're actually in prison. You probably are. No, I'm used to this kind of
で
thing.
も先生の差し入れはとても助かります。
Akasaka-san smiled like a happy child as he ate the strawberry-flavored shaved ice.
何か動きはありますか？富武さんから連絡は？
いえ、まだ何も動きはありません。あ、高野さんが富武さんと連絡がつかないと言っていました。
身の安全のために宿を変えているはずでしたね。勘づかれたのでしょうか？
いえ、そういう不信感を持ってはいないようです。私も写真撮影に取り掛かっているのではないかとフォローしています。
怪しまれるのも時間の問題ですね。風向きはどちらにせよ、近いうちに強い風が吹きそうです。入江先生、くれぐれもご用心。
The Lakari files? Oh no. Joking, joking. Uh-huh.
ああ、そうだ。先ほど大石さんにお会いしまして、こんな話が進んでいるので伝えてほしいと頼まれました。
I explained the 48-hour operation to Akasaka-san. Akasaka-san seemed impressed with the notion, especially because I told him it came from the girls.
うまい手ですね。連中に相当の揺さぶりをかけられるでしょう。そのうろたえぶりから富武さんが敵の尻尾をつかめる可能性は十分にあると思います。で、その作戦の指導は？
それは今夜大石さんと皆さんが打ち合わせして決めるようですが。
It's all BS, not in prison, just homeless. Why are you
やはり
homeless?
時間はかけられないということで、早ければ明日の早朝には決行するそうです。
そうですね。長い時間臨戦態勢でいるのはかなりの消耗を強いられます。
Shit. This is why you shouldn't do drugs, kids.
撃てる手があるなら早いうちの方がいい。
赤坂さんがひなみ沢に滞在できる休暇の限界もありますしね。いつまでなんですか？
家内には一応日曜日の深夜には帰ると言いましたが、事情が変わればやむを得ません。
I'm not laughing.
幸恵も刑事の妻です。
I'm not laughing at him, I'm laughing with him. Very different.
分かってくれると思います。
ここでは奥さんに電話をすることもできませんね。それは辛い役を押し付けてしまったものです。
大丈夫です。新婚時代じゃあるまいし、毎晩電話しなきゃ見下り班ってわけじゃありません。
Although he says that, it's easy to tell that Akasaka wants to hear the sound of her voice.
赤坂さんの方では何か変化はありましたか？何か必要なものがあれば持ってきますので。
必要なものは特にありません。変化は難しいところです。何しろ祭りの準備でこれだけの出入りがありますからね。その中に不審な気配が混じり込んでいても。
No, idiot found out because Oishi went to the Sonozaki house, remember? And had tea. So Oishi found out the 48-hour plan from the girls, and then Oishi met with Irie.
むしろ逆に、この人混みの中にここを監視する敵も混じり込んでいると思って警戒するくらいがちょうどいいでしょう。
そうですね。そうそう、山犬ですが、やはり赤坂さんがおっしゃったように動き出しているようです。おこのぎさんに予定を聞いたところ、5年目のたたりに便乗した愉快犯がリカちゃんを狙う可能性を考慮して、祭りの前後に警護体制のレベルを上げた
Oddly specific, Okonogi, bitch.
現在の状況と一致しますね。まるで明日の祭りに合わせて表も裏も全ての準備が同時に進んでいる気がします。
明日はいろいろな意味で祭りになるとおっしゃるわけですね。
What is this guy saying? Well, technically, I'm not homeless. I'm couch surfing. Couch surfing. This guy took me, has internet. Hold up, I think he's calling me. What do you mean? This guy took you? Like, the 48-hour operation gets underway tomorrow morning. It'll be quite the turbulent day. Yes, everything will change starting tomorrow. It's time for him to pay rent. Oh no. With the fucking, oh shit, the grapefruit method. A tempestuous day that divides a peaceful world from a tragic one. The fate of the world will change on that day. I finished my secret meeting with Akasaka-san and left while calling up to the second floor window pretending to address the girls. When some villagers saw me do that, they asked me how they were doing. They asked me about the both girls, which made me very happy. What Oriya-san said yesterday has already spread among the villagers. In other words, the curse of Oishiro-sama may already lifted, even before tomorrow's festival. If nothing happens tomorrow, then this village is finally free from the curse and the ghosts of the dam conflict. Well, Rika-chan's dying tomorrow. As we prepare for the upcoming battle, I realize the extent of the responsibility we've taken on. But at the same time, that gives me strength. After greeting officials under the main tent, I ran into Takano-san as I headed back to the clinic. It's unusual for her to be here alone. If Tomitaka-san was with her, I could understand, but she'd never come here by herself. For a moment, I thought maybe she suspected a connection between me and Akasaka-san, but it doesn't seem that way. I'm relieved.
珍しいですね。こんなところでどうされたのですか？
いいえ、別に。ちょっとした気まぐれの散歩ですわ。
そうですか。今日は気持ちいい風が吹きますからね。散歩も気持ちがいいと思いますよ。
二郎さんもそんな風に誘われて一人で散歩に行っているのかし
God,
ら。
you fucking demon bitch, you're so needy. Those words had a strange nuance to them. Takano-san normally only spends time with Tomitaka-san out of politeness. At least that's how she's been acting. So when I heard her say that, it was a little surprised.
そうかもしれません。彼は東京の人ですからね。ひなみ沢の自然や空気はとても貴重なものだとわかるのでしょう。
所長、二郎さん、どこに行かれてるかご存知ありません？
いえ、存じませんが。はて。
昨べの会合にも欠席してますわね。他のスタッフが進行してくれたからいいですけど、本来なら二郎さんの役目じゃないんですかしら。
Don't trust this bitch. Look how fucking nice she looks here. Nice and fucking polite. Fucking demon bitch.
職務怠慢でしてよ。
This is going in the wrong direction. I have to change the subject.
まあ、彼もたまには羽を伸ばしたいと思うこともあるんじゃないでしょうか。
Oh god, it is so bad at lying, bro. Bro's gonna fucking give it away.
彼にもあるんですよ。一人になりたい時が。あなたと同じにね。
そうですわね。私ったら。
I think that went well. She didn't ask about Tomitaka-san after that. When I looked around, I can imagine how lavish the festival is going to be tomorrow. Watanagashi is the biggest festival of the year around here. It's grown in scale ever since the dam conflict ended, and this year the village festival is hitting a peak. I'm sure the villagers of all ages will enjoy themselves tomorrow. Takano-san and I overlooked that heartwarming scene.
明日は楽しいお祭りになるでしょうね。
ええ、楽しい祭りになりますわね。
Conversation was very ironic. We both meant something different as we spoke.
祭りの幕開けが楽しみですね。
Oh my god. Horror game.
楽しい祭りの幕開けですわ。
I noticed an indescribably bitter smile on her
明
face.
日は晴れるといいですね。せっかくここまで準備して雨で中止なんて気の毒です。
ここまで大々的に準備した盛大雨天ごときで中止になるわけありませんわ。
そうですね。明日はどんな天気になろう
Oh
と
my god, the music.
必ず祭り。
ええ、盛大なお祭りになりますわよ。きっと。
Bro, they're like challenging each other. Oh my god, Jesus Christ, Oishi. Change back. Oishi-san had agreed to participate. In other words, he had given us the green light.
やるね。
Jesus Christ, jump scare.
さぞや話をまとめるのは難しかったでしょう。
いや、それがね、私が呆れるくらいあっさり皆さん船に乗ってくれちゃいまして。いや、若さっていいなあ。私一人だけがうじうじとみっともないったらありゃしないです。 もう後には引けません。この大石クラウン。切るならど真ん中。最後まで突っ張りますよ。
Oishi-san was already always a man with great presence. He seems pretty reliable when he's that determined. This will work. This operation will be a success. The enemy is unthinkably strong, but we're going on the offensive first. It's like in sumo, right? No matter how huge the opponent may be, there's a chance the entire match can be settled in an instant with a quick shift in stance during the opening rush.
ね、リカ、味方が多いというのはこんなにも心強いことなのです。
もうあんたに口を挟む気はないわ。ほんの数日前まで私は運命に屈しかけていたというのに。
Remember to say, bro, we haven't had any fatal errors, okay?
ここまで変わるなんて。これは本当に運命をひっくり返せるかもしれない。
リカ、そんな弱い気持ちではダメなのです。
そうね、ひっくり返せるかも。じゃひっくり返す。勝つ。私たちは運命を打ち破る。
となれば次に重要なのはトラップのタイミングですわね。
タイミングも何もねえだろ。即時発動だろ。今夜にはリカちゃんが姿を消してから48時間が成立する。待てば待つほど相手を利するんだからすぐに仕掛けるべきだと思うぜ。
そうだね。慎重さは今回に限り相手を利するだけというのはどうか。守りは慎重であるべきだけど攻めは大胆であるべきだと思う。ケンイチとレナの太鼓判がもらえればとても心強いのです。
It's like every chapter of Higurashi was just a fucking Avengers setup. Now we're in Avengers Endgame.
どうですかみんな。
私は依存ないわ。もう覚悟は決まってる。いつだって OK よ。
木はすでに熟してる。どう見るさと。急ぐのはもちろんですけど今すぐというのは早すぎますわ。相手の隙をつくならもう少し冷静に引き金を絞るべきでございましたよ。
奇襲なら夜だろ。今を除いて最高のタイミングがあるのかよ。
まあ落ち着きな。サトコの言うのも一理あるし、奇襲の定番は夜襲。でもね、ほらこうして深夜でも血気盛んでしょ。夜襲が効果的だったのは電気がなかった時代の話だよ。近代戦では深夜は奇襲になり得ない。もっと最適な時間帯がある。奇襲により適した時間は
分かったわ。幼稚の反対。朝がけね。
ほほう、難しい言葉をご存知ですね。確かに人間、どの時間に一番電話がもらいたくないかと言ったら深夜よりは明け方です。何しろ寝ぼけているところでは正常な判断ができませんからね。
夜明け前の奇襲。いいタイミングだと思う。私もそれが一番効果的だと思う。高野さんの性格から考えて5年目のたたりを装う形で何かのアクションを起こす可能性は極めて大だと思う。なら今夜はそれの前夜に当たる。前夜ほど流行る心を抑え十分な睡眠をとろうと思うのが人というものなのです。見えてきましたわね。最高のトラップタイミングが。
夜明けの奇襲か。くわ、なんだよそれ。男として生まれたからには一度はやってみたいシチュエーション燃えてきた。
My issue with this whole plan is, doesn't EDA just become like extremely, like, he's in a bad spot if he's been telling everybody that Rika's been fine. Because if Rika's found to be dead for 48 hours, how does EDA doesn't have an alibi. Like, he has to actually just disappear.
やれやれ。ならいいですね。明日の早朝に48、これで敵がどう動くかです。相手をか乱し その出方に合わせて攻撃する。これは遊撃作戦ですよ。
よーし、部長園崎美音の名において48時間作戦の発動を命ず。決行は明朝4時。一気に慌ただしくなる可能性が高い。総員は何があっても即応できるよう心身のコンディションを最高で保つこと。そして忘れるな、ひなみ沢の後輩はこの一戦にあり。敵の陰謀を許せば村が滅ぶかもしれないんだよ。
けなこと我が部の目が黒いうちには許すかってんだ。
さあ相手がどう出るか。鬼が出るか大蛇が出るか。
みー、ニャーニャーが出てくるかもなのです。
Check phone. Oh my god, Tori is so chunky. Dear lord. Oh, this fat ass. He's really lily right now. Oh my god, he's just turned into a meatball, man. Holy. Ugh.
そうだったら可愛いですわね。
Freaking Yukon potato.
それはないです。絶対に大きな動きが起こります。例えるならこれは微震。大きな津波が押し寄せる前の予兆のよう。そうだね。レナもその微震を感じてるよ。さあその津波を起こしてやろう。飲み込まれるのは村か連中か。
俺たちはその波で波乗りとしゃれ込んでやるぜ。
This 48-hour operation will be a shock to the enemy. They'll panic, their pace will be off, and they're guaranteed to slip up somehow. We don't know how they're going to slip up, but just knowing that they will and preparing ourselves to act gives us the full advantage. We're surrounding our enemies on this huge game board that is Hinozawa. This game, this festival, will start with our siege. Come on, we're ready. We're ready for June 19th, 1983. Hey, Rika. Have this many emotions ever gathered on this day? Actually, there were always this many emotions in this world. There were always countless numbers of them gathered on this forgotten June 19th. We just never realized it because we always looked at the world subjectively. There are so many people in this world, and each of them has very important emotions. Those countless feelings are collecting together and giving shape to this world, this fragment. With this many emotions, what kind of world will we see? What kind of fragment will we be granted? Who will win, Takano or us? The time to find out is now. Let's open it. Let's open the door to June 19th of 1983. Ooh. So tune in next time for the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. Anyways, okay, one more chapter. Nope. Yes, sir. We are in the final stretch, I feel. Or I feel like something's gonna go fucking terribly wrong. Because there's a lot of things that have been going a little too well for Rika and friends, you know? Something's gotta give here soon. So we'll see. Alrighty. Well, chat. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Good night, everybody. Hey, I'm new here. Don't go. Well, I gotta wrap up. Tomorrow we'll have more Higu. Obviously, we'll do Higu earlier, not this fucking late. But I'll see y'all tomorrow. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.